Hello and welcome to Grockit SAT TV. My name is Farb Nivi, and today we are going to start our SAT and college admissions course. Thank you for joining us. We're going to give folks about another minute here to jump in, and if you can let us know if you can hear us in the chat box that we have below the video screen, the video box. Let us know you're there. Let us know if you can see and hear us. We're streaming live in HD, so you should be getting a good signal and a good clear image. We'll be joined after an hour of SAT test prep work by David Montesano, who's going to help us hack the college admissions process. So the way the course works is we'll be having an hour of SAT prep twice a week, and on some classes David Montesano will join us and we'll get in a bunch of college admissions classes as well. We keep it pretty casual here. If there are any technical problems, let us know in the chat box. Today's course and all of our courses are recorded. Today's classes will be available to stream and to download by tomorrow for free. And then if you want to stream or download the rest of the course, if you're enjoying it, it's just $99, but it's always free to join us live here on Grockit TV, and we're glad that you did. How's everything looking? Today's our producer is Dave Marino. Thanks for joining us, Dave. Let's go ahead and jump in. So today we're going to do a little bit of a critical reading overview and passage-based reading, and have a little bit of an SAT introduction. Just to let you know about our instructors, my name is Farb Nivi. I'm the founder of Grockit. I worked for the Princeton Review and for Kaplan for many years. I was honored with the Princeton Review's National Teacher of the Year Award some time ago. You can also follow me on Twitter at my handle @Farbood. It's a good way to reach me if you have questions about test prep or the SAT. Is to just shoot off a tweet to @Farbood, and you can always email us at Grockit if you need any extra other help at support@grockit.com. David Montesano is going to help us out with the admissions portion of our course, college admissions. He's from College Match, and you can reach him here at David at College Match US. And his number is there, and all of these slides will be available after the course at the course's URL, which I'll give you at the end of the class today. Just to talk a little bit again about how this course works, it's always free to watch live. If you want to download or restream the whole course, you can pay $99 now while the course is running. At the end of the course, the price will go up a bit because it'll be completely finished by then. But if you purchase access to the streams and downloads now, it's only $99, and you can go to grockit.com/TV/SAT for more information. Let me tell you a little bit about Grockit. We do Grockit TV here, as well as our complete learning application. We like to keep it fun. There's a lot of game mechanics. You can win points, you can rise up leaderboard, you can earn badges that help you help motivate you and reward you along your way of test prep and practice. It's a very social experience. You can come with your friends, you can meet new people, help each other out, hang out while you're studying. It's adaptive. The Grockit platform will adapt to all of your strengths and weaknesses. So if you're really good in one area, it'll challenge you more. If you need more help in another area, it'll help keep you in the sweet spot of practicing. Some of our users have found it to be a little bit addictive. People can sometimes spend a few hours working on test prep or math or English skills without really even noticing it. You'll get a lot of personal feedback and detailed reports on how you're doing. If you want to find a tutor to work with you one-on-one on the areas that you need the most help, Grockit will help you identify what those areas are, and you can find an expert instructor in our system to work with to help you out there. So I obviously highly recommend it. It's just another $99, gives you access to thousands of SAT questions, thousands of explanations, videos, experts, other students, and it's a real great way to prep for your test. We also have Grockit Academy, which can help you with all your English and math work in school from 7th through 12th grade, anything from geometry to calculus, 9th grade English to 12th grade English skills. But back to the SAT, let's go ahead and jump into the core of the test. What is the SAT a test of? It's not really a test of math and reading and writing. It's a test of our information management skills. And it's important to think about the test this way. This is one of the big important things that I want people that we're going to talk about the whole course. We're going to talk about the SAT as a test of information management skills, not really about just math and English and reading. The reason that is because the test is trying to get a sense of how you think and how you manage information, and that's how we're going to approach the test. And if we have that mindset, the test will become a little bit more manageable for us. The other thing that you need to, the SAT is a test of, it's a test of how much you've practiced the SAT. It's not really a test of what you learned in school, it's a test of how well you take the SAT. So practice, practice, practice. That's why we built the Grockit application and information management skills. I'm here to help you learn how to do those for the test. So let's take a look a little bit at what I call becoming an SAT robot. Here we are right now. Let me get my chalkboard up and running. Here you guys are, some healthy, happy high school students. And our goal at Grockit is to turn you into an SAT robot. So we're going to go from this to this. So healthy, happy student now. SAT robot later. So that's the other thing that we're going to be talking a lot about. You'll hear me talking about our SAT robot rules. Let's talk a little bit about who makes the SAT. So the type of person that makes the SAT is right here, except for there's a little bit missing, and it's this. Psychometricians. So yeah, that's a real word. Those are the people that actually make the SAT. They make all standardized tests. And what is a psychometrician? It's someone who has a PhD in psychometrics. And psychometrics, let's break these two words down. We have psycho, which has to do with psychology, obviously, and the way our minds work. And then we have metrics, which is basically saying statistics. So psychometricians are people who build tests to help understand and create statistical understanding of the way our minds work, the way we think, the way we react to things. And what's important about this is that the SAT test is very different than the tests that your algebra teacher gives you in school. They're very different than the tests your English teacher gives you in school. They're different in a bunch of ways. One, the SAT likes to get this sort of distribution for their SAT, where each section that's scored from 200 to 800 has the largest distribution is of people here. Did anyone tell me what this curve is called? You may have heard of it. If you can tell me the name of this curve, type it in the chat box and let me know. So when you take the SAT, there are a bunch of questions that they give you that don't actually count for your score. These are sort of experimental questions. And the reason psychometricians put experimental questions in the SAT is because they're trying to gather data on these questions. They're trying to gather data on this question so they know how the population answers it, because they like to sort of engineer the test. Your math teacher just sort of throws a bunch of algebra questions on a test and it's like, these are the different things we covered in this chapter. I'm going to give them a test. If they were paying attention and learned those things, they should be able to get these questions correct. But the SAT is designed to only let this portion of people do well on it. A very small portion of people along the curve there. So what our goal here at Grockit is to do is to help, shift everybody this way, so there's more people getting the higher scores over here. So let's talk a little bit about some SAT and college admissions resources. If you haven't been to collegeboard.com, those are the folks that help administer the SAT. You can go to Grockit.com SAT for practice questions and all the stuff that I talked about earlier. And in fact, we use algorithms just like the real standardized tests do. So on the surface, Grockit is sort of a social and fun game, but underneath the hood, we use the same algorithms that real standardized tests do to give you a sense of how you're doing and to adapt the system to you. And collegematchus.com for college admissions resources. Let's talk a little bit about the test format and how the SAT is put together. So we're always given an essay to start. It's always the first thing. It's 25 minutes in length. And then we see a bunch of critical reading, math, writing, and an experimental passage like we were just talking about. But those will come in a random order. And in the end, we spend about a good 3 hours and 45 minutes of our life that we'll never get back taking the SAT, and that's just if we take it once. A lot of times we take it a couple of times, but it's okay. It's good time invested. It can help you get into the college of your dreams, and that's really going to help determine the rest of your life, quite frankly. So critical reading, math, and writing are the different section types. You get a section of each. One that's 25, two that are 25 minutes, one that's 20 minutes, same thing here, and a 10-minute section plus two 25-minute sections on writing and one 25-minute experimental section so that you can help the SAT people screw over future generations of SAT test takers. And you get to pay them to do that. So, critical reading section, we're going to talk a little bit about that today. It's 70 minutes total, 3 sections, 2 25-minute and 1 20-minute section. And there are 2 types of questions that we see on this. We see passage-based reading questions, and we're going to work on these today. And they give you a total of 48 of these. And then there are also sentence completion questions, and they give us like 19 of these questions, and we're going to tackle those in another critical reading session class. Remember, there's 16 total classes, an hour each. Try and keep them short and sweet. Each class as it goes, the information will get more dense because we're not going to obviously be doing an SAT intro and course intro at the beginning of every class. But today we're going to actually get at least one content area under our belts so that we can begin practicing that, and by the time we're done with the course and you get ready for the December SAT, you'll be ready to rock.